Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Waisfeld, real estate agent in Miami with Keller Williams. And in this video, I'm gonna be going over the step-by-step process on how to rent an apartment, a home, or a condo. So stay tuned, watch to the end so you get all the tips and advice and you are as knowledgeable as I am in the renting process so you know how to get started and what you need. Alright guys, so many of you probably have never rented before. Many of you probably live with your parents, you probably live with roommates or family members, and you just never rented by yourself before, right, under your name. So you may be wondering, like, what do I need, what documents, how do I prepare? You might be thinking about renting, anytime soon, and you're just wondering, how is the process, right? And I've read online and I really never got the right answers, right? So over my period in my career, over the last 2 years, I've done over 200 rentals. So I consider myself pretty much like a rental expert. I know what landlords are looking for. I know what apartment complexes are looking for. I know what condominiums, associations are looking for. So I'm gonna be able to share with you everything that I know from the inside, from my perspective, and how you should be preparing moving forward. First thing you're gonna be needing is proof of income. Proof of income, very important, right? You need to show the landlord or show the apartment condominium, the apartment complex that you're currently working or that you have money and that you're gonna be able to pay your rent. Of course, right? It's common sense. How do you show this proof of income? Perfect. So there's different ways of doing this, right? Because not every single person has the same job or same style of job or career. All right, some people get paid with pay stubs and some people are self-employed, and you have all kinds of things in between. So things that you can use your pay stubs or your paychecks, right? And if you have pay stubs or paychecks, try to get at least 2-3 months worth. All right, you can use tax returns. If you have at least 1 or 2 years of tax return, that should work. They might want something additional, but maybe your tax return, as long as you're still in the same job, that should definitely do it. If you're self-employed or you have different types of jobs, and some are cash and some are tips, and you don't really have nothing to show, but you do deposit everything into your bank account, you can use your last 3-month bank statements. All right, so try to get at least the last 3 months your bank statements, and in the first page of the statement, it shows the deposits of that month. That's the number the landlords will be looking at. And don't worry, or in my opinion, don't worry if it shows that your income is, let's say, $5,000 a month and you spend $4,500, right? That month or every month, whatever. I'm not sure that's never been an issue for me or for any of the landlords that I've worked with. They just want to see how much you deposit per month. That's going to be your proof of income. All right, so don't worry about everything else. They don't look at anything else in your statements. All right, just that. They just want to know how much you deposit. What else? Let's say you don't have any of these things. You just started a job. You can use your employment letter. You can use a letter from your employer stating, hey, Hans Waisfeld, just started this position at X, Y, and Z company. He's gonna be making X amount of money per hour or per month or per year. If you need anything, reach out to me sincerely, and then the manager or supervisor will put their number and the name, their email there, and that should be a sufficient. Sorry, I can't even say that word. That should be enough. All right, that letter should be enough for the landlord, right? If they need to call and verify, then they will call and verify. But an employment letter with all that information should definitely be sufficient. Next thing you're gonna be needing is, of course, a clean background, right? You're gonna need a clean background. It's very important. It's probably one of the main things that you're gonna be needing. Now, if you have something on your background, depending on what it is, it could be fine or not. It really depends. I don't want to get too much into that. I'm not a lawyer or an attorney. I'm just a real estate agent. So I don't want to get involved in what's in your background and what's not on your background. If you have something and it's not nothing major, if it's something little, you can possibly, what I recommend actually is reaching out to the real estate agent or the landlord that's going to be helping you, and letting them know up front. What you don't want to do is go through the whole process 2, 3, 4 weeks later, and then they find out and you didn't say anything, and then the deal doesn't go through. You just spend a month and you probably could lose money. Like, who knows? Just be upfront. If you do have an issue with your background, let everybody know. Again, in my experience, I've worked with many people that have things on their background. They let me know. I was able to call the landlords or whoever, and they looked at it and they were able to accept it if it was nothing major. So I definitely suggest you do the same. So the next thing is going to be credit, right? Many landlords, many communities require a minimum credit score. There's also many landlords that don't require or don't care about credit score, right? I mean, a person could be making great money and they could be very very responsible with their rent, but they just don't have good credit, or something happened in the past that they don't have good credit. It's in my opinion, right? So me personally, I don't always look at credit from my tenants or the people that I'm working with, but there's a lot of landlords that do. They require a minimum of 600 or 650 or above that, right? Or sometimes they don't really care about the score, but they just want to look at the credit report and see. And if you have a lot of things that you owe, a lot of credit card debt, or a lot of things that are in connection, then maybe it's a red flag for them. But again, not always this should be something that worries you. But if you do have good credit, 600, 650 above, what I usually recommend my clients to do is take a snapshot, a screenshot of it, or get the report, or however you can get it, and send it over to your real estate agent or your landlord. And that just adds a little bit of value, right? If you have good credit, that's just a little extra boost in there. So another thing is going to be landlord reference. Landlord reference is definitely very important. Not everyone asks for it. I do definitely ask all my clients and tenants for rental reference. I want to know where they were living prior, right? We want to know if you're responsive, if you're always paying rent. I want to know that there was no issues of where you last lived, right? So pretty much, if you have rental reference, if you can get a reference, if you were renting somewhere else, just reach out to the landlord or the agent or the property management and have them write out a letter or email, whatever they can, to provide to you, so you can then provide to your agent or landlord. Let them then know, hey, I've been responsible. I have this letter saying that I've been paying on time, and here you go, right? Now, if you've never rented anywhere, if you don't have any landlord reference, any type of reference, then that's fine. If you're living with your parents or a roommate, then that's totally fine as well. It's totally understandable, right? We all gotta start somewhere. So if you don't have that, then don't worry about it. So pretty much once you gather all these documents, right, you're ready to go. The next thing you're gonna start doing is figuring out how much you can actually afford, right? How much can you actually afford? And think about it, and also make sure to include, utilities. Make sure to include electricity. If it's gas, you gotta include gas. Internet, if you need cable, if you watch TV, include this in your budget. You make sure you add that. You don't want to, go to an apartment that's a little bit too much for you, and then you're kind of like broke. Your house broke pretty much. You don't want that to happen, right? There's a lot of people that go through that, and then a few months later something happens, and you don't want to end up in that situation. All right, so make sure you carefully understand what you need, not what you want, but what you need, right? And be very careful, the price range that you're looking at, and then always add in, the budget in, the electricity and gas, cable, and all those extra things. All right. But once you know how much you can afford and what you actually need, the next thing is to actually start finding an agent, right? Most people, you start looking at Zillow and all these other websites, apartment.com, and all these websites for different apartments, right? What I recommend all my clients to do, what I'm gonna be recommending you to do, is actually reach out to an agent, find an agent that you wanna work with. There's tons of agents. In the whole United States, there's over 2 million real estate agents, all right? So find the agent that you wanna work with, right? Reach out to this agent, let them know. Talk to them over the phone, no texting. Try to talk, please. The communication is going to be a lot better. You guys are going to be able to understand each other. And let them know your situation. Let them know what you're looking for. Let them know your wants and your needs. Let them know your criteria. And what they will do if they want to help you, of course, and if they can help you, and if what you're looking for is actually realistic and it's possible that's out there, they will create a list for you. They will create a list for you and send you list of apartments that are actually available, right? Why am I telling you this? Because most people, they start out online, of course, and they go to all these websites, and then they start calling tons of different people, right? They call one agent, another one, and like no one's able to help them, and then they have no one representing them. They have no one really helping them finding exactly what they need in their criteria, right? So it's very important just have one person. I mean, just keep this in mind. Every single real estate agent has access to the same thing. At least most of us do, right? Maybe a few of us might have, contacts to a little bit, a few more landlords, and they might know some things that are coming up. But that's not really the case. But we all work on the MLS, so every single agent has access to that. So just find one agent, work with that one agent. They will be able to help you, and you will be very happy that you did so. You're gonna have someone representing you, and you could actually probably build, a good friendship. Instead of going to like one agent and then another one and another one, then you're gonna drive yourself crazy. Also, you're gonna be looking online, and many of those apartments are already gonna be rented. They're gonna be under contract. You're not gonna have like someone representing you, helping you out, right? So me, let's say in my in a scenario, I'll give you a scenario. So I have clients that will call me. They'll let me, ask them all the questions. They'll let me know what they're looking for. And before I even send a letter, a list out, I actually sometimes call those agents, right, or those listing agents, to make sure that it is available. Make sure, if my client has a pet, make sure they're gonna accept the pet. Just to talk to them, see, and fill them up, right? It's very important. And then I'll send the list to my client. So all those steps, if you don't go work with just one agent, you miss all those steps. So you can waste so much time and energy. So again, just make sure you're working with one agent. It's gonna help you a lot. So after you're working with an agent, you go see some apartments, you like an apartment, you choose one. Your agent's gonna help you then write an offer. It's called a contract to lease, CTL. You're gonna write the offer, right? Saying, hey, my name is Hans. I wanna rent 123 Main Street for $2,000 a month. I'm willing to pay first month, last month, and 1 month security deposit. I have a dog, American Bulldog, weighs this much. If you do have a pet, and if you have the service dog or emotional support paperwork, then you send that over, and you make sure you provide that, and you let them know in the contract to lease, right? There's a part there that says terms. Your real estate agent will let you know, but in that extra part, you let them know that you have a dog, and you also let them know things that you want done to the apartment or the home or wherever it is that you're moving to. Let's say it needs painting or it needs some things to be fixed, and maybe you spoke to them, the agent did, and they say, yeah, they'll fix it, there's no problem. Make sure everything is on writing. Make sure that is on the contract to lease. On the offer that you sent, the agent should be putting tenant and landlord agreed that landlord will paint apartment thoroughly in white color, or fix the sink, fix the toilet before or prior to tenant moving in. Very important to have it in writing. If not, you're gonna move in, they're not gonna do it, and they're gonna say, hey, you told me this, and they say, I never told you that, right? So make sure, as long as it's on writing, then they should be doing that. It's gonna cover your back. So after you send an offer, they send it to the landlord. The landlord looks at it. Sorry, going back, rewind. When you send this offer, when the agent sends the offer, they're gonna send it together with all the documents that I talked to you about in the beginning. Your proof of income, your ID, your credit score, reference if you have, employment letters, if you have the pet, all the pet documents. All this paperwork goes together with the offer, right? You wanna make sure you have as much paperwork as you can, so you can have a strong offer. And if there's other offers on the table, you can hopefully beat them by providing all these extra items that I told you about. So after the landlord decides who they want to go with, they're gonna sign the offer, and then the listing agent is gonna start writing the lease, the real lease. Here in Florida, we have a 19 page of standard Florida lease by the Florida Bar Association. I'm sure each state is different, but I'm also sure that there is a standard lease that each state uses, as with most real estate agents I'm sure use. So make sure it is a standardized lease. Make sure you go over it. Make sure if you don't understand things, talk to your agent, ask them a few questions. There's a few things in there that you should be aware of. and make sure you agree with everything, and then you will sign, the landlord will sign. If it's a house, then that's pretty much it. As you guys, landlord signs and the tenants, they sign. The next thing is gonna be for you to take over the deposit. Usually it's gonna be in an escrow account. So you're gonna take the escrow money. It's usually also the first month. So let's say, in this case, I rented this house and it was $2,000 a month. I'm gonna go to the escrow company, either on my choice or the agent's choice or the landlord's choice, whatever escrow company. They're all backed up. Most of them are backed up by attorneys, and they're all licensed, so there's no worries. So you go over there, you take the escrow deposit, and they're gonna make a letter saying, "Hey, Hans deposited $2,000 for 123 Main Street," right? So that's gonna be your proof. You send that to the agents, and you're gonna say, "Hey, I already put down the deposit, right? The money's already in there." The next step after that is pretty much moving. So the day that you move in, you meet at the house, you bring the remainder of the funds. If it's last and security or just security deposit that you're missing, whatever it is, you're gonna take that. Usually all these monies are in cashier's check or money order. Also keep that in mind. Cashier's check or money order. Usually there's no cash accepted. If it's something standard, if it's if you're working with the agent and it's just normal, the way that most of the agents do, we don't use any cash. We don't collect cash, all right? So if they're trying to collect cash, then that probably means it's not something normal going on, all right? So usually it's cashier's check or money order. You're gonna go and meet at the house for the final walkthrough. You're gonna make sure everything is okay, everything that you said on the description, in the offer, make sure that it's done. So they said they were gonna paint the house, make sure you walk there and it's all painted. You're gonna walk through with the agent and make sure you note down everything that's either broken or messed up, things that you don't wanna be responsible for when you finish your lease in 1 year or 2 years or however long you stay there, right? You wanna make sure you document everything as much as possible. If you need to take photographs, also take photographs. Have that as proof as well. Why not? It helps, right? So as soon as you do that, you just exchange keys for the money. That's it. That's in a house with the landlord. Now, if you're looking to rent in a condo or an apartment building, it changes, right? Each condo and each building is different. But most do have condo associations. So if it has a condo association, as soon as the landlord, the tenant, sign the lease, you then need to go take the money into escrow account and also start doing the condo approval. It's a condo application, right? Each condo charges something different. The most common here in Miami is $100 for the application. You're gonna go, you're gonna fill it out, whatever documents are required. Usually it's gonna be ID. Sometimes they want proof of income. Sometimes they want like a credit report or a police report, but most of the time it's just an ID, the lease, and just an application that they're requiring, right? So you're gonna take that to wherever the association is, drop it off, and then usually that takes 2 weeks, 3 weeks for them to actually approve you. Usually condo associations only check background. They don't check credit score, they don't check proof of income, they don't really check any of those things. So don't worry about a condo checking those things. As long as you passed the landlord and they approved you and they accepted everything that you have, then the condo association usually only look at background. So you apply the condo association, and again, it takes 2-3 weeks. As soon as you're approved, you do the walkthrough that I mentioned earlier. You're gonna do the walkthrough, take the remainder of the money, meet with the landlord or the agent, give them the money, they give you the keys, you do a walkthrough, and that's it. So now you know exactly how to rent your first home, apartment, or condo. You know all the steps, you know what you need and what to start gathering, so you're better prepared. You're gonna save time, energy, and money. Thank you so much for watching the video. Subscribe below, like the video, comment, let me know what I missed. I'm sure each state is different, there's different rules in each single state. I'm talking mostly for Florida and for Miami since I've been doing real estate here, but I'm sure it's very similar in most states. If I missed something or you want to comment something, let me know how it works in your state. I'll be happy to read that and know and understand how it works in different states. I would love to learn that.